Welcome to Sunday Dusk. And here's your host, Corvus Twig.
Broken.
Ho ho.
Maybe you're on mute.
Is it muted because I'm muted?
Test it. There we go. Okay. That was weird. For some reason, my Yeti microphone on the stream decided to change which device it was trying to pick up. So it was not picking up the microphone because OBS is like, oh, this microphone. Oh my god. So yeah, I wasn't muted. It's just OBS was like, oh, you got a new headphones, so that means I'm gonna change your thing. I don't know what happened. All right, we too much scuff on this stream. All right, we're just canceling stream tonight. Goodbye, everybody. No, I'm kidding. Can't do that. We've got an amazing guest today. We got a great show, and yes, Tora, as I was saying, we got the cherry blossoms out because it's a beautiful spring day. The flowers are blooming. The trees are green again. The bees are buzzing. It's just a lovely day, and you know we're so I decided to go a little cherry blossoms today. That's why. Maybe we get some bees flying by here. We like bees.
I like fairy dust.
Hey, be quiet. You're not
Oh my
supposed to be
god.
talking yet.
I'm sorry.
You're not supposed to be talking yet. Sorry, somebody's a little eager to come on. But I'm sure a lot of you are very eager to see this person because this is a guest that I've been wanting to have on for quite some time. So we got a really great fun show today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. We're in the heart of May. May is one of my favorite months. The weather it's really the month where you really start to get good weather, nice things outside. Of course, I spent most of the afternoon inside. Yes, thank you for the call. Thanks for the call. I hosted an improv show today. It was fun. We didn't have a big audience because turns out people don't want to go inside and watch the show in the middle of a Sunday afternoon when the weather's beautiful. But it is what it is. Yeah, but it's nice and warm. I got some plants growing. I think next weekend I'm gonna plant my pumpkins. So I'm gonna have them ready to go for Halloween. We love pumpkins, but. You know, we also planted some peppers this year, some cilantro, some like lemon chai or something. That means lemon tea. That's not I don't know. Lemongrass. I don't know. It's some sort of lemony thing. Good for chopping out and putting on chicken or something. But we're gonna have a great summer. We're gonna have a great summer. My raspberry bushes. Oh my gosh, they're cute. What are you doing? Get out. What are you doing? I didn't call you on screen yet. What was it? I'm sorry. My guest is very, very eager this week. I love the energy. But come on, we're trying to keep a format here. You don't see you didn't see Arnold Schwarzenegger running out into Conan O'Brien's before he was introduced. Come on. It's okay. This is a scuffy stream. We're allowed to have a scuffy stream every now and then. But I think the rest of it's gonna go fine. I should, you know what I should do is I should talk about the news. Let me zoom down a little bit. We should talk about the news. All right, let's bring up a PowerPoint. So, what a week of news it's been. Even though some of these weeks are these stories longer than a week, it's fine. It's fine. So, I guess my first story comes from an airline. You ever been on an airplane and someone's like, "Hey, my son's over in this section over here, and would you mind swapping seats with me so I can sit next to my son?" Yeah, it's just stuff like that. People just asking to switch seats so they can sit next to family. Usually a pretty reasonable request. And so this happened, and a man was sitting in a seat, had a nice aisle seat, and there's a minor next to him, and the father comes up and says, "Hey, sir, would you mind swapping seats with me? I would really like to sit next to my son." And the guy says, "Oh, well, that depends. Is your seat a middle seat or an aisle seat?" And the father is just like, "Oh, it's an aisle seat. It's an aisle seat." So the guy's like, "All right, yep, that's fine. I'll switch." So he gets up, lets the dad get down, get settled, goes back to the other seat, and it turns out the man had lied. The seat was a middle seat. So now it caused a little bit of a disagreement, and the man did not take kindly to having been lied to in order to trick him into switching his seats. And he brought it up with the flight attendants, and the flight attendants actually made the father go back to his seat, because it's just like, sorry, the man paid for this aisle seat, and if you're going to make him lose that seat out of deception, well, yeah, so sorry, too bad. But apparently it was not really a great situation. But, I kind of side with the guy who switched. It's like, you know what? I'm willing to make a switch seat for you. But if you do so under false pretenses, sorry, buddy. Don't lie. Don't lie. Lying's bad. Lying's bad. So it's just like, a family doesn't need to sit next to each other. I mean, but if a child's so young that you need to be attending to them, then you should plan ahead and actually, buy seats next to each other. But yeah, I would, if that happened to me, I'd be going right back and saying, "Hey, give me my seat back." But luckily, I don't have to fly on planes. I got these, so I can just fly on my own. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, thanks to Gary Leff oh, you know what? I didn't even show the picture. Thanks to the blog View from the Wing, Gary Leff, he's the author of that, for the article, "Dad Lies About What Seat He Has to Offer to Get Passenger to Give Him Aisle Seat Next to His Kids." So thank you for that. And also, thank you, DieFed, for resubscribing. I appreciate it so much. You are good people. I appreciate you. We love DieFed. DieFed is a good friend. Good friend. Now, many people go to Japan as tourists, and even people from Japan will come to the Tokyo region, and they were. There were 3 cars at the bar down the road from me, and turned to my husband and said, "Look, it's a crowbar." Yeah. Anyway, there is a small town in Japan that is near Mount Fuji. The town is called Fuji Kawaguchiko, and they were in a place where they had an absolutely phenomenal view of Mount Fuji from their parking lot at this convenience store. And turns out what was happening is tourists kept
Drink
coming.
some water.
And, I gotta drink some water. I don't even have a water. I gotta drink some water. Give me water. 1 second. Get water. No, that's... First thing I grabbed was not a water. It was an alcoholic beverage. We don't get drunk on air here.
Oh,
It's okay, sometimes we do. Anyway, so, yeah, here you can see this is the convenience store I talk about. Look at that. Look at that view of Mount Fuji. Beautiful view of Mount Fuji. The problem is that tourists were flocking to this particular parking lot because it was the best spot in town to view the mountain from. the problem is the convenience store wanted customers. And most of the people who are showing up to stand in their parking lot and take pictures were not customers. So this particular store decided and is now put up a giant screen on the top of their convenience store that completely blocks the view of Mount Fuji from their parking lot. They were just so put up with it. They had put up signs saying, "Hey, do not go into the road," because apparently the road was the best place for it. As you can see, these people standing here taking pictures. There's a bus right there, people. There's a bus. And so they were really worried about people overcrowding this area, blocking traffic, you know, taking up space where paying customers were. So like, know what? We're just going to put up a big giant screen that blocks the view of Mount Fuji from our parking lot. And there's, you know, they're working with the local tourism board because they want tourists to come to town. They do good business there, but they're like, hey, there's designated viewing areas to look at Mount Fuji. The road and parking lot in front of a convenience store is not where we want to do it. And yeah, it's been quite a bit of a problem. But it looks like this screen is going to, you know, do something to block the view. And you know, I guess I can't blame them too much. But yes, the uptick in tourism in Japan has not been received well in a lot of places. It's true. It's true. A lot of little small towns, they want to say a little cozy small town, and a bunch of foreigners coming in. And, you know, some towns thrive on tourism, but other little towns would rather not. So I guess I can't blame them for doing this. It's, you know, it's not maybe the best solution, but it's a solution that's probably going to work. Put up the screen and just broadcast an image of the mountain. Yeah, that'd be funny. Well, it does say it's a black screen, so that'd be hard to do. But yeah, thank you to NBC News for the article, "To Fend Off Tourists, a town in Japan is building a big screen blocking the view of Mount Fuji." Silly. Now, you may have heard of this next story. This is a art installation that has been installed in 2 different cities. And there we go. The 2 cities are New York City and Dublin. And this is what they call the portal between cities. So what this portal was is it has got, you see the little black dot at the top of it. It's a camera. And 2 of these were built. They had one in Dublin and one in New York City. And the camera in New York City displays the one, you know, the view in Dublin and vice versa. So it's kind of like a little portal between the 2 cities where you can look at people in Dublin and they can look at you, and it's a high-speed internet line, and you can look back and forth. So here's a nice image of what it was supposed to do. People happy and waving at each other and smiling and just sharing the cultures and being able to see and interact with people across the country. But people, you are watching this right now, and this is the internet, and so you can guess how it turned out. The people in Dublin were putting up pictures of 9/11 and Death to America, and I mean, but also lots of more sillier, funny things. People were flashing the cameras. There was all sorts of naughty and lewd behavior happening on both sides of it, and basically bad behavior has caused such a stir coming from both sides. I mean, both Irish people and New Yorkers have been basically, as they say, misusing it, and so they have had to shut the art display down. And they're saying that there was no one incident that led to it being turned off, but it's just the constant barrage of a lot of bad things. And they said that a lot of good did come out of it. There was some really nice stuff in there. You know, the artist said that, you know, we see a lot of love, light, smiles. A marriage proposal was made a couple days ago, but we also have some darkness, attention-seeking people who are only thinking about themselves, trying to jump on the narrative to get more views and followers. So, yeah, people people were not being so good. In fact, this hasn't been confirmed, but I did hear on something that somebody even put. I mean, it's a circular thing, so let's just say our old friend the Goat Man may have made an appearance on one side of the portal. Yeah. New York portal, no goats. Well, there was goats. See, so, yeah. I mean, never change, people. Never change. I mean, can we really expect anything other? But yeah, funny story. Now, my last story comes from China. And well, first I want to thank Betsy Reed from The Guardian for the article. The artist behind the short-lived portal linking New York and Dublin. People got carried away. That's an understatement. But anyway, yeah, I said, my last story comes from China. Now, you may have heard my story where people were concerned that a sun bear that was standing up, they thought it was a human in a suit, and it turns out, no, that's just what sun bears look like. Well, there's also been some controversy at a zoo that people are saying that their pandas are not real. That the pandas that they have in their exhibit are not actually pandas. Well, I'll show you a photo of the pandas and let you decide. Yeah, those aren't pandas. Those are Chow Chow dogs that have been dyed to look like pandas. I have to say, though, these aren't pandas, but holy crap, are they adorable. We're looking at little puppies. But yes, it was the Taizhou Zoo in the Jiangsu province, and the pandas went on display on May 1st, and they were Chow Chows. The breed Chow Chows that had their hair cut and dyed to look like pandas. And I gotta say, if you're trying to make a dog look like a panda, I think they did a pretty good job. Yeah, the shaved dog being shot off as a lion, that was another one too. But apparently the zoo has said, no, we didn't actually try to pass these off as pandas. We were advertising them as panda dogs. We put them on display because we couldn't get pandas, but we weren't trying to deceive anyone. And, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But I just do think it's funny that their panda display has these little Chow Chows, which, hey, you know what? As long as the animals are being well cared for and, aren't being abused and are getting plenty of activity and space and food, I guess I don't have a real problem with it. That's the thing about zoos. Some zoos are fantastic and other zoos are not so good. As long as this is one of the good zoos that takes care of its animals, I don't have a real problem with it. And you know what? It's fine. You put out your panda dogs, but hopefully they are true in saying that no, these are panda dogs, not actual pandas. As long as there's not real deception going on, I guess I have no problem with it. Don't advertise that you got real pandas and then show them these guys. But still, I mean, look at those little fellas. They're so cute. They're so cute. Oh, I just want to rub their little faces and tell them they're good puppies. Because they are good puppies. Thanks, Ben Hooper of UPI, for the article, Pandas at Chinese Zoo are Chow Chow dogs in disguise. All right. That's all for my news today. So we're going to close that up. And we're going to pop on over to the desk. Whoop. All right, folks. You saw her run out on screen earlier. You heard her just laugh just now. You've heard her small little comments. Look, everyone, I've been looking forward to this guest. She is an artist. She is a streamer. She is just a wonderful, cute little bird lover. Everybody, please welcome on Birdhism! Oh my god! What the...
Hello.
Oh my god. Okay, I said I had on a big guest this week, but that's not what I have. Welcome, Birdhism. Welcome.
That other one was a glitch.
Yeah, I sure it was a glitch. It was a glitch.
It was like,
Noom. Well, welcome to the show. How the heck are ya?
I'm okay.
You're okay? You're just okay? Just okay? Are you enjoying... Ah, we putting wings out, baby, wings out! Yay! Bird's very
Yay!
fluffy. Ah, I mean, you want fluffy birds. Well, for anybody who might not know, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Birdhism?
Oh God, I hate this part.
I know, right?
I am a crazy bird person for a very long time. I did rescue for 10 years. I specialized in the special needs birds like Cody, who had
Aw.
splay legs. I like the old man Amazons. They were so cute, and crotchety. But then when they lit up, it's like, oh, this is great. This is what I'm here for. Um, when they started to thrive. I was at 2 sanctuaries, living on property for 2 years, and I adore birds, and I just want the world to be nicer to them.
Yeah, birds
Yes,
are wonderful. I mean, look, yeah, you don't have to tell me.
I made that
I'm
extension.
obviously a bird enthusiast, and so, but yeah, the work that you've done to help care for birds, it's inspiring, and it's commendable, and we love it. And now you're really trying to spread the love of birds throughout the world through your art.
Yes, yes. Like my dream is to make a bird care book illustrated, like basic bird care. And I mean, I have compiled a few things, but oh my God, it's so time consuming. And I keep having to do other business related stuff that keeps getting in the way.
Yes.
But that's my dream. And I do have a book out. I have a book out. It's
Well,
how to draw kawaii birdies.
oh, you mean this book?
Oh, crap. You got it. That's it.
Look at
Yes.
this book. Kawaii
You can
Birdies. Learn to
color.
draw 80 adorable feathered friends.
I'm on the cover there too. See, my
Oh, there you
wings are
are.
up.
Yeah, there you are, right at the
Oh,
bottom. Ah,
that's
so
me.
cute. So cute. And yeah, I mean, yeah, look at all your I think there's two words that could describe your birds the best. They would be cute and
Yeah.
round.
Yes, round is cute.
Like even your shoebill up there, who is not really historically round bird. He's still a pretty round shoebill.
Yeah, he's pudging. They fluff and pudge. Like they retract their neck into their body, kind
Oh
of.
yeah.
Like
Oh
it
yeah.
folds. Those and egrets do that. Herons do that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's him at his poogiest.
Yes. But yeah, here's the cool thing: is this book is available to buy. Hey Bentai, why don't you send that copy paste of links I said, because you can head to birdism.com, and there you can buy all sorts of merchandise, but this book is one of them. And you can get
The
that.
book you have to get on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. It's not on my site.
Okay, but I mean, you go to your website and click book, it takes you right to the
Yeah,
link to buy it. Oh, so
yeah,
but you're at Barnes and Noble too. Is that actually in
yeah,
stores at Barnes and Noble?
yeah. They're gonna be at Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million. They're in the UK.
That's so
I
cool.
actually publisher reached out to me, and they're like, "Here, can you do
Yeah.
this?" And I'm like, "Yes, please."
Well, because I've noticed that there is a couple other books in the series from different artists. Like there's one
Yes,
that's
yes.
Kawaii Kitties, Kawaii
Hmm.
Puppies. But I mean, what an honor to be chosen to do the birdies. And well, I mean, I can't think of anybody who could pull it off better than you.
Well, there's a lot of cute bird artists out there.
There
I'm
really
I'm
are.
honored they
There
picked
really
me
are.
though.
I love all
Yeah.
the cute bird artists. It's very
Yay!
cool. So we're just gonna.
And you could color in the back. There's coloring area.
Oh, nice. We're just gonna set this book, down here on the.
That book stole my soul
Yeah.
and
Um.
sleep.
Yeah, I also have a little slideshow that I put together.
Oh,
And by that I just went to your I went to your Instagram and just got pictures.
oh yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, we're gonna have a little slideshow of all your pictures. But like, how did you get into drawing? Like, obviously, you got into art because for what? Well, why did you get into art? And like, why did you choose to draw birds? Obviously, because you love birds. But like,
Oh yeah.
what's your journey as an artist?
So I've been drawing since I was a kid, and had an older brother that would always tell me that I was terrible at it. And I'm like, no, but he was right. Like my old drawings were awful, but I like doing it. I have ADHD, and it kept me focused in class. Like draw all over my notes, and I would get A's, and the teachers would leave me alone and leave me to it. But yeah, I've been drawing since I was young, and I like to draw characters. I wanted to be like Tetsuya Nomura and be a character designer for video games.
Oh, nice.
Well, that didn't work out. I was gonna go to, well, I did go to the Art Institute on accident. Um, let's see. I wanted to do game art, and I was ready to sign over for a loan of $64,000 to go into game art. And my dad goes, "No, I'm not letting you sign yourself into $64,000 worth of debt." Then he's like, "Well, just go to community college for now." And I was sad, and I went and I applied. And then I got a phone call from the admissions lady, and she's like, "Well, we have this 1 year program for like, what was it? 18,000? I think it was 18,000. And so you can get your foot in the door, doing graphic design, and at least it's better than it's cheaper and better than doing anything else, and you still get to be creative." So I'm like, okay, cool. I did it. I got in. I ended up doing really good, and they allowed me into the design honors course,
Wow.
which they would never let a 1 year, but the teachers were cool at me, so I got to go in there. And so yeah, I excelled. They gave me a scholarship to do a second year. And so yeah, I got my AS in graphic design, um in at the Art Institute, which is now closed because they are pretty scammy.
Oh no.
It was predatory tactics, and they would lie and say, "Yeah, you'll make like 100,000 a year once you graduate," and like people are making 20,000. So
Art,
anywho,
famously a six-figure career. Yeah.
well, they would parade the billions of dollars the gaming industry makes, except a lot of the devs don't make that. The CEOs make that,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So honest, as sad as it is, and as much as I love my animators and game artists, I feel like I ended up dodging a bullet, because I was able to get a job out of college, not doing anything particularly exciting. I was doing graphic design for the hospital industry. Um, but I was in a nice small office. I liked my coworkers. I made enough to exist, and I made enough to blow on trying to have a rescue through that. And that's how I got into birds and bird art, was through my doing rescue.
Because you
After
learned
work.
just how wonderful birds are.
Yeah, I ended up getting a burb, and I fell in love.
Oh, tell
And
us.
then
I gotta know about your first bird.
oh,
Tell me about your first bird. Or is that too
okay.
sad?
No, 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 no. So I went to Petco, and I mean, I've had animals all my life, so I would never get an animal I wouldn't want to take very good care of.
Oh,
But
thanks for the baby.
uh, so I went to PetSmart. No, it's Petco, and I've had cockatiels, but I've never had like a larger parrot. Well, there's this little bird, Ellie. Her name was Ellie,
Ah.
and she was in one of the cages, and when I walked up to her, she paced back and forth, tripped, popped back up, started pacing again, which is what baby birds do. Baby birds want attention, and they're extra cute and needy, and oh my God, my heart melted. So I said, "Screw it, this baby is going to be mine." So I got
Aw.
her, and through her I learned that, oh my God, parrots are high maintenance. Like, if
Oh
I
yeah.
wasn't devoted as an animal lover, like, I could see someone giving this bird back, or giving them away, like, and that broke my heart. There was not enough resource. Like, Petco did not give me any information. All they did was like, "Here, sign this yellow paper. Okay, here's your bird." They didn't educate me. Um, they did have information there. Like I saw a Conure book and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go buy this Conure book. They didn't advertise it to me. I wanted it. So I can do my best by her. Um but yeah, like they didn't tell me about the screaming. They didn't tell me about her hormonal changes when she hits a certain age. Soon she would hate my guts and love my dad. And if I try to take her from my dad, she would like lunge at me and then he would laugh and then she would laugh and then he would laugh more. And I'm like, you guys suck.
As I was saying, bird puberty. Yep.
Pretty
Moody
puberty.
teenager. You're not
She
my
went,
real mom. I know I'm adopted.
oh, yeah, I'm adopted. This is my person now. This is my boyfriend. And it's like, ah, this child.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I think there needs to be much more advocacy for, because there's so many times where it's just like a reputable dog breeder will be like, hey, we're going to need to do a home visit. We need to make sure that your home is a
Yeah,
safe,
that's
good
what I would
place for
do.
it, that you have the ability to take care of it. And that level of scrutiny is not done with birds. And parrots are, I might piss people off here, smarter than dogs.
Also more chaotic.
More chaotic, but I mean, they're also very
I love them.
social animals. They need friends. They need
They have a flock in the
socialization.
wild.
Yeah, in the wild, they live in flocks and they have partners and friends and
They
all this kind
scream
of
to
stuff.
communicate.
And so, if you, I mean, I'm a big advocate that you shouldn't have a pet bird. You should have multiple pet birds if you're going to have
Hmm.
pet birds. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be a good, like Mango's only got one little pet bird, Mango, and she
Chicken
gives,
does too,
yeah, and she, so
but she works from home.
yeah, she works from home and she gives the bird all the attention that she needs, so it's an okay situation. But some people are just like, nope, I can just put this bird in a cage while I go to work all day and come back, and that's literally
That's
like
sad.
imprisoning them in solitary confinement. It's just like,
And
I
they
mean,
respond that way too. Like they'll lash out and pluck their feathers and bite and just become miserable.
yeah, they are high maintenance pets, and it's just like, as much as I love birds, I'd love to have some, you know, pet birds myself, but I recognize that I do not have the time or energy to give them the care that they need, so it would not be wise for me to get one. So,
Yay. I
but,
respect that too.
but, my yard, just, just today, I've seen sparrows, golden finches, house finches, an
I see
American
those.
crow, blue jays, cardinals, house sparrows, a mourning dove,
Oh, I
and
coo
that's
at them.
just today. So yeah, make my yard
Mm.
very, very pleasing to the birds, and oh, it had been so long. It had been almost a year that I'd seen any crows on my big feeder, and Saturday morning, I saw one, and this morning he was back again. So it's like, yes, a crow has learned this is a good spot for snacks, because they put out big peanuts. I put out like a big, it's like a big platform that I put peanuts and sunflower seeds onto, and mostly it's cardinals and blue jays that go to that feeder. But a crow has found it. And I'm like, yes, go tell your friends that this is a good place.
Aw.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's
I took a break from feeding my wild guys off my porch because we're moving. So I
Mhm.
don't want them to be dependent on me and like I slowly wean them off of the num nums in my feeder. So they'll know like, hey, we can't rely on this one.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I know I know certain kinds of birds can absolutely learn very quickly, especially parrots. If you happen to live in an area that has wild parrots, I saw this
oh
great
yeah.
video. A woman who lived in Australia, and she posts like a little video. It's like, I had a friend on my balcony this morning. I decided to give him a little snack. And then it says part two, I made a mistake. And then suddenly the entire railing was filled with cockatoos. It's like, yep, he went and told his friends.
I went so when I was in Florida, we have a lot of feral populations of various parrots, macaws, Amazons, conures, Quakers. So we went on an Audubon trip with my bird club, and one of the members was like, "Come to my house on the intercoastal." and we went, and she had a huge flock of feral blue and gold macaws
Oh, so
going
cute.
nom 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 in her backyard, and that was amazing. And she had two of her own macaws
Nice.
um, that would greet them, and they were allowed to like waddle around. They just knew where home was, and they ended up staying. So yeah.
That's great. I mean, parrots are just they parrots almost kind of feel like a mythical creature sometimes. Like you live in the Midwest like I
Yeah.
do, and you don't see any wild birds, anything like that. They almost seem just like these magical creatures from far off lands, and in a way they are. Uh,
Mhm.
but it's just like, how is that a real animal? And then you see them in person, you're just like, you are beautiful, and I love you.
Yeah. Like we used to have a native conure type of bird, the Carolina parakeet, but humans wiped them out because they suck.
Yeah, humans tend to do that. Uh,
I like to think the ferals are taking their place because they're not competing with
mhm.
the native birds because they're getting palm nuts and things like that. They're not taking from the native species.
That's
So,
good. That's good. Yeah, that's why house sparrows are such a problem, is because they are out competing native species of other small birds
yeah,
and stuff. But
Muscovy ducks.
I know that Los Angeles has started to get a pretty big population of wild parrots, and that
Mhm.
were descendants of pets released into the wild.
Pico is one. Pico is a feral baby from the wildlife center that
Oh,
I used to volunteer at. She was
cute.
hurt, and they
Aw.
fixed her up, and she's my little baby now, and she goes, "I'm right here."
Now,
Another thing.
do you have any adopted parrots that are of the species that might outlive you?
No. I made so Mikey I've had for about 15 years. Oh my God, maybe even more. Pico I've had for like 12 years now, and they live to be about 30. So I'd like to think I have 15 more years on me, but I will not bring a younger, long-lived bird into my flock.
Yeah, you get yourself a baby African gray or cockatoo, and it's just like, well, win this for the long run.
That's why you need to adopt and hopefully get their age right because like people say, "Oh, this bird is like 20. Oh, this bird is like 5." And sometimes they'll fib. And sometimes they accidentally fib because someone told them the wrong information.
Yeah, and it's not like there's not really a good test you can do to
Mm-mm.
determine a parrot's age. It's just like, well, it's an adult.
Yeah, I mean, if they get like arthritis or cataracts, they're slow moving and they have like certain levels are up when you take them to the vet and they do testing, then you can kind of tell, oh, they're probably on the older side.
hmm But still isn't going to tell you the exact year.
Mm-mm.
No, you have to cut them in half and count the rings.
No, no,
I'm kidding.
you
I'm
would not
kidding.
appreciate that.
uh, yeah.
Old Betsy here outlived 3 owners.
Well, it
Who's
does.
old Betsy?
I don't know who old Betsy is. I
Tell
think
me.
Hasio's just making a joke. Hasio makes
You
jokes.
sassing?
We like Hasio's
You
jokes.
sass?
Hasio's sassy. Hasio's a sassy one. You
You
gotta
won't
watch
go?
out for Hasio.
Let's go.
Oh, hey, Dre Frag. Um, yeah,
I
another
did
thing
meet
that can be
someone
very
like that though.
difficult to tell with parrots is their sex. Like,
Yeah,
okay, well, I'm looking at it. It's
they
got
don't.
a
They
cloaca.
have a hole. They have the everything hole.
Yeah, the everything hole. So it's just like some species, certain behaviors are more typical of males or females.
Mhm.
Um, if you see it lay an egg, that's a pretty good indication you got yourself a
Mhm.
female. But
Yeah.
yeah, the otherwise, the only other ways are to do unnecessary and dangerous invasive surgery, or
Blood
um,
tests. They have blood tests now.
or blood tests. Yes.
Yeah, that's
So
how I
blood
found out
test is
Pico was
really the
feral.
best way. You can do a DNA test with the blood. Um,
Pico, Pico,
yeah, which
Pico.
I mean, I suppose it could be useful because maybe you want to have a couple parrots, and you want to make sure that you you continue to have a couple parrots, you might
Huh.
want to make sure you got 2
Well-
girls and 2 boys.
Yeah, like the whole egg laying thing. So females will lay an egg with or without a male. Without a male, it's obviously not fertilized.
Mhm.
It's like birds getting their period, but in like a calcified form. That is bird menstruation when they pop it out without a male.
Yep. And
Um,
if they're a chicken, then you can get breakfast out of it.
yeah. And like stuff does like the whole activity of like a little baby bird forming in there does not really start to happen until like maybe 3 days of sitting on it. So if you take that egg away and replace it with a fake egg, you are not technically killing a baby bird because like you can hold it up to the light and see nothing's really going on.
Okay. All right.
So you don't end up with 50 birds and then they grow up and they have babies and then you have incest birds and they're like they're
Yeah,
all
my
like
incest birds. But look,
you don't want incest. Ooh,
look,
I
I
seen
know
a
though that if
tweet
you
like that.
give a bird a rock to lay on, that it's a very low chance, but not a non-zero chance that that rock is going to hatch and make a little baby bird. Let me tell you a little
Yeah.
story about a
Oh,
bald
no.
eagle named Murphy.
Oh no,
Okay,
Murphy,
guys.
tell me.
Murphy was a bald eagle at a bird sanctuary who built a nest and put a rock into the nest and then started incubating the rock.
Huh.
And then they found a baby eaglet whose mother had died. So one day they went in there while Murphy was sleeping and they swapped out the rock for the baby eaglet. And Murphy was like, I made this! And then, like, immediately bonded with the baby and raised the baby. And now the baby has been released into the wild as
That's
a
so
full,
cute.
healthy baby. And Murphy's like, I'm rock dad. He,
A miracle.
yeah, he was my 2023 bird of the year, which
That's so
I
cool.
gotta say, I'm a little worried. We're already in May, and I have yet to encounter a good bird story about a specific bird. I gotta find some bird stories about specific birds, because we had 4 great contestants last year. We had Murphy, I've mentioned, then of course Flacco. Do you know about Flacco, the
I don't
Eurasian
think
eagle
so.
owl? The Eurasian eagle owl escaped from the New York Zoo, and was the king of Manhattan until he ate too many rats that had eaten poison and then ran into a
Oh,
building. And yeah,
that's sad.
yeah.
Try to avoid poison and like putting that stuff. Is
Yeah.
he sweet?
And then Wisdom the albatross, who, I'm probably going to have her nominated again this year unless she dies. But she's right now currently the oldest living wild bird on record. And I believe she was 72 last year, so she's 73 now. And she's still kicking it.
Amazing.
And she's also, like, the mother. I think they've seen her raise, like, something like 50 chicks.
Aww.
Yeah.
I read a book called The Thing with Feathers, and they said that the albatross should be the true like symbol of love and devotion because of the way the partners are.
Yes.
Both through a long distance relationship and otherwise. Like they just love each other forever and ever.
Yes, albatrosses do mate for life. Although apparently, Wisdom has had 2 different partners. One of them died like 30 years ago,
Oh,
but now she's got a new partner who is much younger than she is. So she's like,
oh, go get him,
she's
girl.
a cougar. Yeah. No, we stand Wisdom. And then the last one was a chicken named Nubs who had a condition that deteriorated his feet so that he
Oh,
couldn't really
Nub's the
walk.
parakeet.
Now Nubs is chicken,
Oh,
but
there's also Nubs the parakeet.
okay. Well,
He's cute.
but the cool thing about Nubs is that somebody made him shoes so that he could walk around, and so now he's like an Instagram shoe model.
That's so
But the other
cute.
cool thing about Nubs is that Nubs was born a hen, but when they got into the new position, started growing like longer like wattles and stuff, and started acting like a male. So Nubs
That's
is a
cool.
transgender icon, baby.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. So
That's really interesting.
yeah, those are the 4 nominees, and the vote was like I got like almost 60 votes, and there was like 5 votes separating first place and fourth place. It was so
Aw.
close. because all 4 birds were amazing. Yeah. And
Hmm.
so we love birds. And so we love birds.
Keep an eye out
Something
for
something you
the
brought up
store.
earlier that I wanted to follow up on.
Oh
You're
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about like doing like the care for birds. Is there like like the big things that people need to know to care for birds? Like what would be like the big bullet points that people need to know?
On my page, I have the bird care. I have a whole bird care section. Um,
Okay, yeah.
it's if you want to go see it, you don't have to right now, but birdhism.com, you'll see help birds, and there's a section about bird care, and then there's another section about special needs birds. But number one, I would consider, let's talk about nonstick cookware, PFAs, Teflon, all that mess.
Oh,
The
yes.
birds knew. The birds were warning us. They were like a canary in the coal mine. These are the forever chemicals you're hearing all about,
Mm-hmm.
made by the DuPont company. So, anyways, if you heat up Teflon, nonstick cookware, PTFE, I think, and PFOAs, you heat it up to like a certain temperature, the mist uh, comes up and can suffocate your birds. It causes a reaction where their air sacs fill with fluid and they die.
Scary stuff.
So you do not want that. You don't want irons have it. Heavy duty aluminum foil has it. When you set your oven to self clean, same toxic sort of gas comes out. Not so much when you're like cooking regular. It just happens to be when
At the really high
you
temperatures, yeah.
yeah, at the super duper high temperature. Um, but yeah, they sink that stuff in everything. I don't Febreze on the bottle says that you're not supposed to use it around birds. Um, which if you're not supposed to use it around birds, kind of makes me wonder if it's the same situation that's with Teflon, is that it harms the birds, is it harming us? Um, yeah, you just baby safe stuff like for cleaners, I use like a vinegar base or like Dawn, just basic Dawn.
Yeah.
Because they're
Dawn
like 90.
famously cleans birds.
I heard something sad about that.
Uh-oh.
So you know how Dawn's like cleaning the oil off of the birds?
Yeah.
They said a lot of those birds don't make it because as soon as like
I
the oil
suppose.
hits them and they ingest it, it's like game over.
Yeah. They were beyond helping at the point that they got there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying, and like one bird surviving is a miracle and wonderful and worth it. But yeah, it's sad. That oil is nasty. But
Yeah.
natural is best when it comes to bird lungs. Like no smoking around them, no vaping, none of that essential oil crap. Just
Yeah.
keep
If
your
you're
house
going to smoke
clean.
around it, you better grow your own tobacco and wrap it in.
Yes.
I don't know.
And do it outside and wash your hands before you pet your birds. Um
Edibles. Yes. Yes. Don't smoke pot around birds. Just do edibles. And for fuck's sake, people, do not blow pot smoke into your pets' faces. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, like y'all shouldn't even be ingesting or like taking smoke into your lungs can't be a good thing. Like any kind of smoke. Your lungs are not made for that.
But it's just like, okay, you wouldn't do that to a baby because they're small and weak. Well, a bird is even
Yeah.
smaller and babyier than humans.
Yeah, they are babier.
They are
I am
babyier.
baby.
Well, like somebody was saying in chat earlier, like a pet parrot is like having a toddler with bolt cutters on their face.
And a foghorn for a voice.
Um, yeah. Question: how many scars do you have on your fingers from bird bites?
Oh God, I remember going to a sanctuary and I'm like, oh my God, cockatoo, you're so cute. And I went to boop his beak, and in that split second, he chomped the whole tip of my finger off.
Oh,
Like the whole layer, like my finger was just blood, like a bloody chunk at the tip. I'm better now, but that was, I got distracted by the cute and was not thinking properly. That was a noob move.
Yeah,
Um,
you really have to learn their body language and their
yes,
behavior, and you
and
know,
cockatoos are always a gamble.
cockatoos are.
Always a gamble.
I can't believe I haven't done cockatoos as bird of the day yet.
Oh God,
I know
they
I'm
are
at
the
like
best
180 and I
animals.
haven't done them yet, but soon. Soon.
Great animals, terrible pets. 100%. I wish they would stop breeding them because so many end up in kept in like rescues, and you don't know what to do with them because they're long lived, and then they start mutilating, and it's like a horror show.
Yeah, some parrot species just really need to be out in the wild. But I mean, yeah, you can have a pet
Yeah,
cockatoo, but again, it's just
that's
the one thing that we really
our
have to
whole thing.
say that we can't say enough is if you're gonna have a pet bird, you need to do your research and you need to be willing to put in enormous amounts of time and energy to give them a good living situation. It's
Yes. And things change. Like I had to move around a bunch, and I had a friend who pet sit my conures for me because they couldn't be in the apartment I was at. I got them back, but like that friggin' sucked.
But anyway, I want to
But
talk a little bit more about your art. So your art is what's the thing
oh
is
yeah,
like your art, a lot of it is very simple, but God
yes.
is it effective. Like what are your how did you
Okay.
get to this style and like what is your process for making your art?
So I started by wanting, like, I love Kauai, I love Pusheen, I love Sanrio, and I'm like, where's all the birds at? So I'm like, I know how to draw, make them. And I ended up making them and posted them on my rescue page, and people are like, oh my God, make one of a parrotlet. So I did. And I've been drawing birds as beans for a while, but I haven't perfected it because beans are just funny and, and
Yeah,
just the
they're
size,
so
the
cute.
shape of them. It's just like a cute thing, like a bean. You put a little face on it, you're gonna giggle at it. So basically, like that's kind of my base. Is like for the chubby birds is like beans and like when I do Cody's design where he's sitting, that's to represent his splay legs. So I made him like a melted Hershey kiss shape because that looked like a cute shape too. But anyways,
You sploot.
yeah,
I do a sploot.
little
Sploot.
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 But yeah, that's why I draw the sitting birds is to represent splay legs. Anywho, but yeah, I draw. Oh, I drew a cockatiel next. And then people started loving that. And it's like, well, I need money to get like my rescue birds vetted because I would bring them in and I wouldn't ask for donations. I would use my job money as an art director. I would take that and every spare cent I got, instead of going to like Gucci purses, I went to go to vet bills and bird food and so and so. Um, my ADHD's kicking in. We're talking about art. So, anyways, yes,
I love
beans.
it. I love it. This is very interesting.
And I also love drawing detailed art. Like for all my life, I would do detailed stuff. But people seem to take a shine to the simple style. And I kind of merge the two. It's like semi kawaii. I do sometimes. Like this
Yeah.
is semi kawaii right here.
Yeah. Well, it's just like it seems simple, but it's like I guess deceptively. Like I mean, you
Yeah.
got to know. And the thing is, it's like you have to have the understanding of the anatomy because it's like you can make something that is simple, but to get the line so clean, to get everything in the right places, to both be anatomically correct, but also get that cute look. You know.
Yeah, like I want them to be able to interact with each other. So I think about birds and when they pudge and when they get tall. So sometimes you can have like varying, like right there's Jester. She has like a headline, but she can also go into Borb mode. So and Borbs are adorable. And when they floof, they're adorable. Um, but I still wanted them to be true to their species. So I try to like consider all of that when I'm working on them.
Yes. And here we have the Birdrito.
Yes, the bird Vito
I
with
love
little
this. I
teeth.
love this picture here with the glasses, where, because like I've seen, it's kind of was like a meme picture of a lovebird behind a glass of water.
Yeah, they commissioned me.
Oh,
That
that!
was the owner's commission. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Mhm.
great.
Emmy Pooh. She's in my
Yeah,
stream sometimes. She's very sweet.
but like
But
we
that was her
also, about a month ago, I had my guest Mango, and you've done art for
bird.
Mango, and just I love the work. I mean, God, there's just your art has so much character to it. Like there's little birds. These little birds have lives. They're
Yes.
doing things, but they're just being cutie little patooties while they do it, and
Yay.
it's very appealing. This is my favorite one of
Hi,
yours.
Okami.
This one's so great, but
That one's like tattoo style. I was like cute, but also spooky, but also
dude,
simple and
cute and spooky is one of
yeah.
my favorite things.
Same. I have this cute I like Japanese Lolita fashion where you dress up in like frou-frou. Because it's freaking adorable. And I have this dress in pink and it has little skulls on the bottom. And it's like, oh, that's perfect. It's spooky and cute and that's me.
Now I kind of want to
That's
see a bird in your artwork that is like a bird with Dia de los Muertos makeup on.
oh, I worry like would that be appropriation? I always worry. I
Yeah,
want to be respectful. Maybe
it's
if it
one of
was
those
Hispanic
gray
style.
areas. It can be. I mean, yeah, because you want to make sure you're doing it with respect to the actual culture and not just saying, "Hey, I'm taking your visual thing and making it." Yeah,
Yeah. Like maybe if I took like I know there's macaws in Mexico. If I took one of them and maybe like to honor both the native species and their culture, I have to ask around and see how people feel about that to be
yeah,
sure.
because I mean, you can do things from other cultures without it being appropriation. It just has to be done with respect to the original culture and not
Yeah.
like making it your whole thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough because some people say, "Well, you're just appropriating Japanese art culture," and it's just like, well, no, but
I haven't gotten that, but I worry like I'm not trying. Like I try to show my love for Japanese culture in my art too. Like I did in the calendars a little cherry blossom festival. Um let's see what else did I I do cherry blossoms a lot with the little Quaker. That was a commission, the Quaker one with the mochi.
nice.
Um but yeah, it's out of love.
I mean, you've done long-tailed tits,
Yeah.
right? Of course you have. Of course you have. How could you not do a bird that cute?
Little snow fairies.
Yeah, I mean, God, try to think of like species of birds you haven't done that I've seen. It's just like you've really
Oh,
covered quite the spectrum.
I've done hummies. I need to do more species of species. I need to do more
Well,
mutation.
just go through my list of bird of the day and just
And
look at that for ones that you might not have done.
someone, a very nice person on Twitter. Yes, there's nice people on Twitter. They exist. um, he says, "I will get you this Birds of the World book, like all birds of the world, if you draw me a sword-billed hummingbird." And I did, and he sent it, and he got it for me.
Nice.
And it has every single bird illustrated in that thing. It is amazing.
Yeah,
And it's like,
because aren't there, I think, estimated there's around 25,000 species?
there's a lot, and they're all in there, and they're
And like
illustrated.
12,000 of them are passerines.
Yeah, a lot. There's like a grand majority of passerines.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like, there's so many, like, how many different types of brown sparrow do you need? Turns
Yeah,
out a lot.
someone's like, why don't you do other animals? And I'm like, because I'm not done with birds. Plus, birds are in my heart. That's what lives there.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
you
birds
gotta.
in
That's
my
the thing
heart.
as an artist. I think it's great because the reason you've done so much and been able to do it such quality is because your subject is something that you love and care about. And I think that that's very clear in the art that you obviously have a
I need
great
some.
love for birds. And it's not just, you're not just cranking out these pictures just because, you know, that's what the people want. Look, I know some artists
Which
who
is a
do.
balance to that.
Look,
Yeah.
I know some artists who, well, their biggest clients are furries, and they don't necessarily want to draw these furries, but damn it, that's who pays the bills.
Hey man, money's money sometimes.
Hey, you know what? It's legitimate work.
My
It's
friend's a furry artist. She does the smut for Furfinity.
yeah.
And I'm like, girl, don't be ashamed.
Ain't nothing
Just
wrong with that.
yeah. And
Yeah,
she's like, well, I don't want to be doing this. And I'm like, yeah, but listen, you're making money.
yeah.
Good.
Paying the
I mean,
cost.
that's what we went to school for.
Yeah.
Eh,
There's look, honestly, that's that's far less shameful than what a lot of other people do for work that is considered legitimate work, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
if somebody, two people come up to me and one says, I drew lewd furry art, and the other said, I'm in finance, well, guess which one I'm going to have a lower opinion of?
I mean, it depends. Like, because, oh God, finance is boring. But it's necessary. And if they do it for like a nonprofit, that's nice.
Okay, it's true. Yeah,
Now, if
finance.
they're busy cooking books for greedy CEOs, they can burn.
Yes.
Wait, it's just
Yeah.
like, wait, where's my mouse? There it
Where's
is.
my mouse? Oh, no. You gotta be careful with mice around certain species of birds. If there's an owl around, you don't want to have your mouse out.
Anywho,
You're scaring me sometimes.
I'm jumping down.
Well, we're kind of getting to the end of the interview section, but God, I feel like you and I could talk about birds for another 3 hours, and maybe I'll have to have you on again sometime because we've only scratched the surface. But right now, it is time for us to talk about a bird of the day.
Yay!
It's time for bird of the day. Let me just get the presentation going. Now let's pop on over to bird of the day.
Oh, Okami's my helper.
Oh, hi, Okami. Welcome.
She is
Rodney,
a good helper.
Rodney, you're gonna have to come down. Why don't you come over, hang out?
No, I
right
live here now. This is my spot.
You're blocking the PowerPoint. You're blocking PowerPoint.
I am the bird of the day.
Are you? Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I am here.
Okay. We're good. There you go. You don't have to get down so low. Also, Hasio is pointing out that your little headband kind of looks like some upside down dentures.
I hate you.
Well, especially when the rest of your face is hidden, it just kind of looks like an upside down mouth.
Heck! I see it now. I hate you now. It's fine. But no, I'm a maid.
I trust me, I get that. It's obvious when you see the whole thing, but if you're looking at just that part of it, it's cute. I love it. All right, well, welcome everybody to Carvis Twig's Bird of the Day. We got Birdhism here, and we are going to be talking about a bird that is very near and dear to Birdhism's heart.
Yep.
It is a parrot, a true parrot, not only in the parrot order, but in the true parrot family. Today's bird goes by a couple different names, but officially, it is the Finch's parakeet.
Yes.
And now, have you ever seen a Finch's parakeet before? Are you familiar with any Finch's parakeets? Like, have you ever seen a picture of one or anything like that?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
My daughter, Pico, is a Finch's parakeet.
Oh, you mean like these are actually pictures of your daughter, Pico, right here?
That's Pico.
That is Pico. Yes. These pictures right here are of a Finch's parakeet, but AKA the Finch's conure.
Yes, with Mikey. Mikey's peeping in there too.
Yes, Mikey's the slightly blue-faced bird that you see there. Yeah. Yes, we love Mikey. We love Pico. They are super. I mean, just look
Mikey
at that
says,
face.
Oh, shut up.
That is something about parrots that's like, it's a thing that you get in a lot of animals where they kind. Hi.
That's Mikey.
Hi, Mikey. Where it's those, like, they kind of look like they're smiling, even though they're not. They just kind of look like they are. And they just look so happy. Maybe that's when people get their fingers bit, because hey, this bird is happy. They look like they're smiling. I'm going to put my finger up here. Ah!
They roll high in deception.
Yes, thank you for supplying some pictures for this bird of the day, because what a cute parrot.
She goes on she loves doing dishes with me.
Oh.
She'll talk up a storm. She goes, I'm right here. What are you doing? Hi, Mikey. Hi, Pico. Whee! And then she does a little giggle, and oh my God.
Now, her and Mikey are different species, but from what the pictures are telling me, it seems like they've bonded as friends.
Yeah. So before Pico, there was Paco. And Paco came to me with a lung condition, and we tried to fight it the best we could, but eventually it took him. And Paco thought he was people. He wanted nothing to do with poor Mikey, and Mikey wanted to be his friend. So anyways, Pico comes in, and they ended up bonding. They'll even like hold feet together,
Oh, it's
and
so
Mikey
cute.
puts his wing over Pico's shoulder when they sit together.
That is unbelievably adorable.
Mikey got his friend.
Well, we're not going to be talking specifically about Pico today, but more her wild family.
Yes.
So these birds are not super big as far as parrots go. They're going to be bigger than your budgies, but smaller than your cockatoos. So they're going to be about 11 inches long with about an 18-inch wingspan. Give or take, 15% or so. Weighing between 4.7 to 6.1 ounces. They are, there's pretty much no difference between the males and the females that are immediately observable.
Yeah. Got her tested.
Yep, you gotta do the blood test on them to get to know it, or witness them laying an egg. It's pretty much.
Yeah, she did that.
Yes. And as you can see, they are native to Central America. So you're gonna see them in Costa Rica and a little bit of Panama there, and I don't think they're quite up in Honduras there. It seems mostly Costa Rica and Panama, and wonderful, Central American jungles. That's where they like to live. And yeah, it's like Stashiforms is the order, and that's like you see that in both their family and their species genus. So it's just like, yeah, these are about as a parrot can be when they were organized taxonomically. I mean, it's just like, yep, look at them. And, it sounds like Finch, but it's not named after a finch. Finch, spelled Finsch, who is actually the name of an ornithologist that they were named after.
Good for him.
Yes.
Hopefully he wasn't
So,
racist.
we got one more picture.
Like the Major Mitchell guy.
Yeah, or Audubon. Is,
Oh,
yeah, we don't like Mr. Audubon. He was a very,
Yeet
very
him.
bad human being. He
yeah.
did a lot for bird taxonomy and study and ornithology, but that doesn't excuse the other things he does. We're not going to talk about that now. We're talking about
There's a
birds.
black hole.
Well, there's a
Oh,
X-ray
that's
that you
big.
had taken of Pico with an egg in there, and like, good God, that's big.
Yeah, we had to take her to 3 hours to Houston to go to the ER and pop it out.
That sounds very
First day.
painful. That sounds very painful. Yeah.
I'm happy to say she lived.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah, well, it can be scary. Well, I mean, we famously kiwis have eggs that are 30% of their body weight.
My God, they're poor cloacas.
Yeah, but these little fellas, there's actually not a lot known about their mating behaviors in the wild. But they do know that they nest in tree cavities. They like to find out little hollows, and they will make their nests in there. They do know that both parents will go in and out of there and incubate the eggs, and that once the babies are born, both parents are going to help raise them and feed them. And they lay 3 to 4 eggs per clutch, but it's not one of those situations where it's just one day, egg, 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 egg. No, there's actually usually several days between the eggs being laid. And so one will be like 2. It could be 2 to 3 days between eggs. So it's kind of interesting.
Or Pico doing it all at once.
Or Pico doing it all at once. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, there hasn't been many long-term studies of these guys, so they really don't know if how do the males attract the females. I mean, we can assume that their colors have a lot to do with it. Probably a lot to do with their call, but they live in flocks, and so they probably are trying, probably find another bird that's within their flock or something. It's just really hard to know, because parrots have very diverse mating rituals, and unfortunately, there's just not a lot known.
They like to put their booties in the air.
As many birds do. Yes.
Little huskies.
Look at my cloaca. Don't you want to rub your cloaca?
Cloaca?
Yeah. Oh, dirty
birds.
Dirty birds.
Dirty birdies.
Now, these birds, as you could probably attest to, Birdhism, they talk a lot. They're very vocal.
Pico talks a lot.
Yeah. But one thing that's interesting is most of the birds will be most vocal when they're on the ground or in a tree or something, but these guys are noisy even while they're flying. They've observed them flying around and just scream while flying.
They're
Yes.
talking to the fam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you know, they are parrots. So what is parrots known for? Well, they're very
Sure.
curious and intelligent animals. They like a lot of
Thank you.
stimulation. They love to explore. And if they see something that they don't know, they want to investigate and figure out what it is and learn about the world. And I think
Little
that's pretty
babies.
cool. Yeah.
They're just like little babies.
These are little babies. Even as adults, they're like little babies. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
hey,
You
there's
gotta
an
be
animal
patient
I've
with
never
them.
seen before. I'm gonna go check it out. Or there's a flower I've never seen before. I'm gonna go check it out. Oh, that human is holding his little device in their hand. I'm going to go steal it and drop it into water.
That too.
I
Oh.
saw like a YouTube compilation of like parrots stealing phones. It's like,
Or breaking keyboards.
oh
And...
God, don't keep a laptop around if you have a pet bird, because you may not have keys on that laptop anymore.
Pico will go. I can't work with Pico because she goes down to my fingers and plays with my fingers and nibbles on them. She doesn't so much go for the keyboard, just my fingers.
Well, I mean, at least the skin on your fingers can regrow.
Oh
The
yeah,
laptop
she's
is
not too
very
bad. I'm like a cockatoo.
And as we said, they are very social animals, and they've been observed that the flocks that they live in are usually about 30 individuals strong. And, you know, an individual may leave their flock to go find a mate. You know, there's a little intermixing here and there, but generally they're gonna be kind of like a little family unit, and they're gonna watch out for each other, because survival is a lot easier when there's 30 of you, because that's 30 pairs of eyes looking out for predators instead of, you know, 1 or 2 pairs of eyes. It seems to work out pretty good. Although I can't imagine that there's too many predators that go after parrots. But, you know,
Will.
larger birds are always a threat, and
Yeah. Cat.
cats, freaking cats, man. And there's probably some bigger cats that, you know, would go for one if they could get it. So, but yeah, more eyes is better. They're also helping. It's like, hey, community is a good thing, people. We like communities, and we like birds that live in communities. And these birds are pretty much vegetarians. They primarily like fruits and flowers, but it's been kind of a weird thing that they've been observed eating wood. Like, they'll get like a twig and they'll like eat the twig. And it's like,
Yeah, people like to chew on perches.
yeah, which is bizarre behavior, because nutritionally there's not a lot good for a bird in some wood, but it might, they suspect that it might aid with digesting other stuff. We're not really sure. Which, I don't know. I eat wood. It usually does not help with my digestion. Quite the opposite. But, yeah, I don't know. Keeps the beak clean. I don't know. Let's say it's one of those things is ornithologists aren't really certain why they do it. They don't do it often, but it's something that's been observed. But no, there's berries, there's fruits, stuff like that. That's what they're going to gravitate for. Now, what do you feed Pico most of the time? What's her diet like?
Pico gets, so I do birdie salad in the morning. I'll give her like 3 different types of fruits and veggies, and I'll throw like a little bit of cooked quinoa on it. And like, she'll eat sweet potato. She likes cucumbers. She likes the sweet peppers. And then I have her, quote, Fruity Pebbles, which is the Supreme Fruity blend. And then she gets some seed without the sunflower seeds, because sunflower seeds can cause them to get a little bit too hormonal, because it's like high fat, and it like kind of signals their body like, oh, times is good, so let's go make eggs. So I try to avoid giving her those seeds, the high fat seeds.
See, now that's really interesting. That's a little thing about feeding a parrot that I bet most people would never have even thought about. Like, hey, if you feed them certain kinds of foods, they're gonna get horny and lay eggs.
Yeah, at the time, like, if things are plentiful and there's high fat and they feel comfortable, they'll try to poop eggs.
Yeah, and we do say poop because it all comes out the same hole.
Yep. Yep.
Ah, we love cloacas, don't we? Yes, we do.
Very handy.
But hey, a beautiful thing about these birds is that their wild populations are stable, so they are
Good.
considered a species of least concern. And
Yeah, I noticed like the more flashy and intelligent birds are, like the more likely people want to like make them pets. And I'm like, please stop.
yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, these guys, as far as parrots go, they're not the most colorful parrots,
No, they're not
but
flashy.
But I mean, come on. There's something to said that about that beautiful green color of just your simple green parrot. It's a beautiful color green, and I love that little red on their head. And
It's like a little hat.
well, you can see on this picture here, there's just little bits of iridescent blue coming through on the feather tips. It's very pretty.
Yeah, and there's like yellow under their wings too.
Yes, if we go back to the previous picture, you can see the one with their wing up. The
Yeah,
yellow
like
one.
you get a feather and half of it's gonna be a different color. Their tail feathers are like that too.
Yeah, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, they can make good pets. But as we said before, you need to do your research first. They need a lot of socialization and stimulation, but they can be an excellent companion to your home. They do well with humans. They like humans.
Yeah, Pico's pretty good. Like sometimes she'll like chomp my ear, but not like to draw blood, just to like be a troll.
Okay, so she's not going full Mike Tyson, just partial.
No. Like she'll be on my shoulder and like a chomp, but it's more like beaking versus biting is what they call it. No fruity pebbles for you.
Okami is craving fruity pebbles, but come on, fruity pebbles are pretty. You know what? I always thought that Cocoa Pebbles are far superior to Rice Krispies for making Rice Krispie bars out of. Basically, just make Rice Krispie treats, but use Cocoa Pebbles.
No.
Oh, so good. So
What other things can you make marshmallow treats out of?
okay, you know what I like to do is you get Golden Grams, and then
Okay.
you use a little bit more marshmallow than you normally would, so you really get the marshmallow flavor. And then you put a layer of chocolate on top, and you got yourself a s'mores bar right there.
Oh, then you get yourself some diabetes.
Yeah. Health foods, obviously. Yes.
Delicious
But
diabetes.
do not feed these to your parrots.
No. They like if you eat healthy food and you share it with your birds, usually you're good. With few exceptions like avocados, onions, and garlic.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how it's like, yeah, avocados, onions, and garlic is toxic to many animal species, not just birds.
It's toxic to me now too, because I got like IBS and I can't have it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, people are like, okay, so this recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic. All right, 2 bulbs of garlic it is. Got it.
2 bulbs, yes. Dude, I'm Italian. Well, I'm part Italian. I'm many things. But now I can't have garlic and I can't have onion. And what's the point of living?
I'm coming in quiet? Oh, interesting. Well, Birdhism also is coming in a little loud. Maybe I just need to turn her
Because
down.
I am a parrot. I am loud.
Yeah, parrots are supposed to be loud. Don't you understand? This is how it works.
Hey.
Oh yeah, she's actually turned up a little bit. Anyway, what are my thoughts on the Finch's parakeet? Well, I mean, I've really got nothing negative to say. I think it's been pretty well established that after corvids, parrots are like my second favorite type of bird. I love pretty much every species of parrots. I love their intelligence, their curiosity, their vocalizations, their behavior. Just, they're so pretty. It's just like, I really got nothing negative to say about these birds. I love them. They're cute.
Mikey has empathy.
Empathy?
Whenever I cry, he'll stop me in a butt and come over and stick his face in my face and go kiss.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Then it's just like
Animals
animals can empathize. They understand emotions and they can read it. Birds do that. Dogs I've seen do that. It's just like yeah.
They did a study on it too with African Grey.
What the heck? The head pat didn't trigger. There we go. I'll just manually trigger it. But unfortunately, it means I also have to get hit by a bear. What the heck did Mix It Up crashed.
Oh.
That's weird. Yeah, mix it up to the as a head pad, and I knew I logged in earlier, but it crashed.
I ate
That's
man.
weird.
That's what I did.
Huh. Oh well. But anyway, we gotta work. See, I can do a head pat. So I have F9 is my head pat trigger, but unfortunately, it's also the tits trigger for throwing items. So if I want to manually trigger a head
Drink
pat,
some
I
water.
need to get hit by something. But I can do that. Oh, we gotta drink some water. But yeah, I give it my thoughts on it. Do you want to give any final thoughts yourself, Birdhism? Ow.
Ah. Oh, you're not supposed to give peanuts to birds
Ow.
because they have like this really bad fungus in it.
Uh-oh.
But yes, I love Powitts. Conyers always have a special place in my heart because they are clowns and they open my eyes to the wonder that is Powitts
That's
and birds
just
in general.
All right, well, I guess we're going to call this bird of the day done. What a wonderful bird of the day. And thank you, Birdhism, for coming in and obviously probably offering more information on birds than any other guest has. Although Mango was able to give quite a bit of info on lovebirds. But I always love when I have a bird of the day guest on who knows as much about the bird, or in your case, more than I do. So it's very nice. It's very nice. All right, well, we're going to head back to the studio and call this bird of the day done. No intro. All right, well, we are sadly getting down to near the end, but I got a little game that I want to have you play. And this game may be completely as far removed from your expertise as it comes. Because, well, the game that I have you play it's movie themed. Yeah, do you watch a lot of movies?
Oh, yes and no. So,
Well,
we'll see.
I think this one will be fun, and feel free to play along at home. Just please don't put the answers in the chat, or Birdhism, just ignore chat. But this is a little game that I like to call U.S. movies, foreign names. So here's what it's going to do. You know, sometimes when a movie is released in another country, they will translate the name. But the translation of that name may not be a direct translation of what the U.S. title was. And so sometimes these movies get names in other countries that are quite different than the actual movie. Well, I'm going to give you the name of a movie in a different country, and you need to tell me what is the U.S. name of this movie.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I like stuff.
Yeah. There'll be 15 questions, and you'll have a potential of 15 points on this one. And you are going to get 3 clues. So if you're not a little stumped and you want a clue, 3 times you can ask for a clue. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, the first movie is Grandpa Carl's Flying House.
Oh, that's Up.
That is indeed Up.
Yeah.
Slightly longer title than the actual one. Why don't you move yourself a little further down to the left so you're not blocking the screen, because you are blocking a little bit of the... Just get down on the couch a little bit more.
This way?
Literally the opposite direction there. There you go. There you go. All right. Grandpa Carl's Flying House. Yes, that is the name in Japan for Up. Yeah, funny.
Up.
All right. Santa is a... Okay, it's supposed to say pervert. I guess I left a T out there. Santa is a pervert.
Oh. Bad Santa?
That is correct. It is Bad Santa.
Oh, cool. I got it.
I've never actually seen Bad Santa, but
Same.
I don't know. Might be good.
But he seems like a pervert.
Is this Santa? No Sidarki? That's what you sound like, Hasio. Although I don't think that's German. Wonder what that is. The article I found these from had like what country of origin was, but I didn't write that down. Check? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Santa is a pervert. Okay, gonna move on to the next one. Fuck the news.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Now, this won't count as your clue, but I'm going to give you a clue. This one actually is specifically a sequel.
Bruce Almighty. I know he was like a news anchor. The second one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the one with Will Ferrell?
Oh?
Anchorman?
You got it! You sussed it out. It's Anchorman 2 specifically. In Spain, I think it was called Fuck the News. Oh, wow. You're doing great so far. Oh, real good.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, well, these are all pretty popular movies. I'm not gonna throw some obscure B movie or art house movie at you. You know, Will Ferrell is enough. Yeah, I mean, once he got to Will Ferrell, he's pretty good. All right, Interplanetary Unusual Attacking Team. Which honestly, I think this should be their official name in English now from now on.
Aliens. Interplanetary Unusual Attacking Team. Power Rangers. This one's not Star Wars. What other space? I might need a hint on this one.
Okay, you're gonna use your first hint on this one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What's a hint that wouldn't completely give it away? Let's say that it's based off a comic book.
I like comic books. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's it, baby! Yeah! I mean, I think Interplanetary Unusual Attacking Team would be a better name than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is that Chinese?
Yep, that was a Chinese title for it.
They are quite unusual.
Yes. I mean, I do like those movies quite a lot.
Yeah. I didn't see, what is it, the third one? I think there's a third one.
The third one is so sad. It's primarily a movie about Rocket Raccoon, who is my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe character. I love Rocket. He's
I
great.
like Big Hero 6. Is that what it was? Big Hero 5?
Well, Big Hero
Big
6,
Hero-
yes, it was a movie.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good movie.
Not a Marvel movie, believe it or not.
It's technically Marvel, right? It has Stan Lee in it.
You know what? You're right. Actually, was Big Hero 6 based off of a Marvel comic?
Yeah,
Might have been.
yeah.
You know what? I think you're
Stan
right. It
Lee
was.
after the credit.
Because, yeah, you're right. Stanley was in it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is a Marvel movie. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up with Marvel. X-Men 97. I was there when they had it on Prime Time.
X-Men 97. I really need to watch that because it looks
Hey,
so
I haven't
good.
watched it yet, but I've seen the original TV series.
The original TV series was my favorite growing up. I mean,
Oh boy, me and my brother used to play X-Men, and I would be Storm, and he would be like Magneto,
ha,
or Wolverine, or Sabretooth, and then we'd fight.
Gambit was always my favorite.
Gambit's a bro. I like Gambit.
Yeah. And, I mean, come on. Gotta love Rogue. You know,
Rogue is great.
That accent in the original,
Yeah.
instant boy crush. You know, it's the thing.
I liked X-Men Evolutions too.
I did like X-Men Evolution. It was a little different, but I liked it. You know.
It's like more geared towards the teens, I think, but
Yes.
I was a teen, so it worked.
Yeah.
Teenish.
I thought that was actually one of the better versions of Nightcrawler was in that show.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
All right, next one. Electronic Murderer.
Terminator?
Wow, you're very good at this.
My brain cells are working today.
They absolutely are. Yeah. So, I guess you said you weren't a super big movie person, but you're perfect
Well,
so
no,
far.
yes.
Well, I mean, a lot of these is just like, okay, just do a little lateral thinking.
I've never seen Jaws or Indiana Jones.
Interesting. You really should. I mean,
Yeah.
Spielberg is classic director.
Oh no, I like Spielberg. Yeah,
Jurassic Park is still my favorite movie of his.
so good.
It's
Yes.
it's a nearly perfect film. And
I can
the
watch that
first movie I ever saw was Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
Fun
yeah.
fact, did you know that if you take the total box office gross of all the movies that people are in and add them up, the number one highest grossing actor of all time is Samuel L. Jackson.
Who's second? Nicolas Cage? Because he just shows up in a lot of movies.
I know Nicolas Cage is up there. But I know that, like, you know, part of what Samuel Jackson was him being Nick Fury in so many things.
True.
But I think Robert Downey Jr. was actually like Samuel, or and then like John Ratzenberger is in, or as a voice actor or something. Let me see. There was like an article that actually had like, what was it? But it's like, name any of the Marvel actors, and that's pretty much who you're gonna get. But Samuel Jackson's been in so many huge things that weren't Marvel movies that it just launched him to number. Because wasn't he also like? Didn't he have a recurring role in some other movie series that wasn't Marvel?
I know he did a lot of stuff with Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, he's been in a lot of Tarantino movies, but I think Robert Downey Jr. was like second. I know Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise are up there. Oh, Zoe Saldana is actually really high up there because she's got 5 Marvel movies, but also both Avatar movies.
Oh, I didn't see the second one. I want to, though.
Okay, the second movie is like top 5 highest grossing movies of all time, and I know like freaking nobody who's seen it. Like, okay, obviously I know some people who've seen it, but like, it doesn't seem like it had the cultural impact of like the first one. And I know almost like none of my friends went and saw it. None of my family went and saw it.
First one was Ferngully.
Yeah.
Y'all could have watched Ferngully and got the same vibe.
Yeah, but it's just like, so who is? I know that the Chinese. I know that it did a lot of its box office in China, but it's just like, it just doesn't seem like it didn't have the impact and everybody talking about it the way that a movie that did that well should. You know what I mean?
They could lie.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. All right. It's raining falafel.
Falafel. Chowdy.
Cloudy
with a chance of meatballs.
It is cloudy with a chance of meatballs. All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do love animated movies a lot.
Those movies were far better than they had any right to be.
Yeah, I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
The second one's okay. It's fine. The first one's definitely better, but the second one is fine. But yes, yes, Hebrew was a.
I like falafels.
Falafels are good. Can't go wrong.
Not the frozen ones. The fresh ones.
Well,
those are good.
I mean, yeah. There's not many things that are going to be better frozen than.
Yeah.
I mean, ice cream
Sweet
obviously
potato
better.
fries?
But
Yeah. Don't get sweet potato
do not
fries
watch.
frozen.
Oh, Budgie, they're saying do not watch the second one. I thought it was okay, but yeah, the first one's great. All right. Vaseline.
The hell? Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Frig?
What?
The frig. No, like
The Dre Frig?
Not, the fuck? I need a hint.
Well, Hasio has given you a hint.
John Travolta? Oh, I don't know a lot of John Travolta. Hairspray? There's Hairspray.
Oh, are you gonna finally get one wrong? Also, I mentioned Dre Frig, and boom, there they are.
Is it a musical? Is it? Oh, Grease!
Ah, Grease, you got there. You got there.
I hate Grease. I don't like that movie.
It sucks. I don't understand why everybody's.
It's for all the people that are like naughty and they're like, yeah, we corrupted the innocent girl. Oh, like I don't like that. I liked her just the way she was.
If your girlfriend is pregnant, you should dump her. But if it turns out she's not pregnant, then you can get back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was too trashy.
And I don't know. The music, I know, I mean, we're probably gonna offend some people who are listening, but I don't think the songs are that good, and most of the songs that are the big hits I find to be a little bit annoying, to be honest.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah.
I don't hate the songs. I'm not fancy. Like I used to be in a choir and in middle school, and we had to do like a medley of it, like all the
Yeah.
songs.
The opening song, like that song's not too bad. Maybe I just
Yeah.
hate Summer Lovin'. That song, I hate that song.
Grease Lightning. I like that song
Grease
because it's
Lightning's
like very
okay. Yeah, that one's
festive.
fine. All right. Night of the Night.
Huh. Huh. Now my brain cells are short circuited. Let me think. Night of the Night. Batman?
Oh, well, I'm going to need you to be more specific if
Nightwing? Batman Joker? It's in the DC universe.
okay.
Um,
You got Batman,
Dark Knight
but
Returns.
there are as far as I know 9 Batman movies. Which one is
Is it the Dark Knight?
It is The Dark Knight.
Yay! Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe the sequel is called Night of the Night Goes Up instead of The Dark Knight
Hmm.
Rises.
Oh yeah. The night at sunrise. I don't know.
Yeah.
Night of the
something like that.
rising sun.
So many. There's so many Batman movies. We had the Nolan trilogy.
I didn't see the
And
third one.
So we had
Batman.
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises were the Nolan trilogy. Then we've got the new one, which is The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
I
Then
heard
we
that
got
was good.
then we got Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin, which were the late '80s, early
Oh
90s,
God, I
mid
remember
'90s
the
ones.
90s, 80s ones
Um,
very much.
there's Batman the movie, which came out. That's the Adam West one, based off the TV show. And then I suppose you could technically count Batman v Superman, with the Ben Affleck as another Batman movie. And I suppose the Ben Affleck was also in the Justice League movies. So I guess
I
you
was
could.
never into DC as much as I was Marvel.
I mean,
Like
I've
Batman.
always liked Marvel movies. Okay, here's the thing: Marvel is better at movies. DC is better at TV shows.
Yeah, like that. I like the Teen Titans series. And I
Yeah.
like the original Batman series.
Oh, Batman the
Uh,
Animated Series is.
Batman Beyond, I even liked.
Well, I like that Batman Beyond was the same continuity as Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, they were good. I think Spielberg had a hand in that.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
All right. A very powerful whale runs to heaven.
What? What? A very powerful whale. Is it the whale with Brandon Fraser? Because I think he dies. And he is a whale. He was a chunky man. Very powerful
Well,
whale.
there's 5 more questions after this, and you have only one more clue.
Shoot. Why would he run to heaven? Why would whales can't run? They don't have feet.
Minor
This
detail.
is extra silly. No, my brain's not processing as good now.
All right. Well, we may just have to have you get this one wrong. This one
Yeah, I'll get it
is
wrong. It's fine.
Free Willy.
Watch that movie a million times as a kid. I had the box. I had the VHS. Oh my God. Memories unlocked.
I'll call me was gonna make a Free Willy joke. Actually, Casio looks like Casio guessed it. 50 million years ago, whales did walk. Yeah, okay, I guess you could.
But he didn't go to heaven. Well, I guess
What
he
I
got
just
his
think is
freedom.
crazy is that this movie had multiple sequels. It's like
he's not really free, is he? And we learned nothing. We still have killer whales in captivity after the fact.
But most countries have made it illegal now. It does still happen in some places, but
Now
the
they're
number of whales that are in captivity is significantly reduced from 20 plus years ago. So that's good. It's still bad, but at least it is getting better. But boy, SeaWorld.
No, it is.
SeaWorld is like they're trying really hard to. But boy, Blackfish, that documentary.
I didn't watch it, and I just was like, I don't need to watch it to know how horrible they're treating their animals, so I'm just not gonna go to SeaWorld.
Yeah,
even
though they've significantly changed how they handle animals, I still would feel icky going there.
But yeah, the flip side is that without animals in zoos, it's kind of like a situation of out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
And if people don't see them, they don't care as much. And that's very sad.
But that's why I think it's important for things like whales, who should never be in captivity. It's good to have movies like Free Willy or, nature documentaries and,
It hit my heart as a kid. And like, if I was in charge of a place like that, I would be like, no, like, it's like the people who seen these movies are growing up and making decisions to like do better by the animals.
See, I like to think that the animals that were in captivity and were able to be released into the wild told the other orcas about what had happened, and they were like, what? And that's why we're having all these yachts being sunk off of the coast of Europe.
Good! Get them yachts!
Yeah, get them, orcas! Get them, orcas!
Yachts and billionaires should not exist. Unless it's like a commercial yacht where like you can have a bunch of like the public on it. I went to one of those once because a memorial service, but it was cool. But I don't see people needing individual ones.
No, that's ridiculous. It's
silly,
wasteful, and bad.
I won't go on a cruise either. I'm a freaking hippie.
God, I would never go on a cruise.
No,
like, okay, look, if I'm gonna go on a vacation, I want to see the world, and I want to see cultures and people and local stuff. And no, cruise sounds horrible to me.
Costa Rica. Yeah, it just seems like a place where you get drunk and stuff your face and lump in a pool with like 50,000 other people peeing in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
not my good time. All right. He's a ghost.
Ghost? Is it just ghost? He's a ghost.
Ghost. We got a little rule in improv. When you're playing a guessing game, don't ask a question. Be confident. Say your answer. Say it confidently and be confidently wrong.
With Bill Cosby and R.I.P. his career because he did awful things.
So say it confidently. Give me your answer.
It's ghost. Ghost.
Okay. It is not ghost.
Okay.
So you're not going to get the point on this one. But what if I told you that the title here is a massive, massive spoiler for the movie?
Oh, I see dead people guy?
Yes, it is The Sixth Sense.
Oh, sheesh.
Like, come on. Why would you... we got this movie called The Sixth Sense. What should we call it for our country? Well, in the end, it turns out the guy's a ghost, so let's just tell everybody the big plot twist as the title of the movie. Look, I apologize if that spoiled the movie for you, but at the same time, that movie is over 25 years old, so, yeah, too bad. Boy, Haley Joel Osment really had his time in the 90s, but you know what? He's still acting and doing some stuff, and we were talking about improv. Haley Joel Osment is actually a really good improv comedian now. He's pretty great.
Oh, he did. He was Sora's voice for Kingdom Hearts.
Still is, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Was it
he was on
Amazon?
Silicon Valley as like a tech bro making like a VR thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, he's still working. He's still
Around.
doing good stuff.
Yeah.
And from everything I've heard, just like, you know, to talk about child actors growing messed up, no, he's a completely well-adjusted, normal, kind, good guy. So I love to hear that.
Good.
Love to hear
Good to
that.
hear.
But he's gone on Comedy Bang Bang, which is one of my favorite comedy podcasts. He's a regular guest on that, and he's pretty great. So, yeah. No, he was not in Star Wars. Although apparently they had considered him to play young Anakin Skywalker, but thank God he didn't, because poor Jake Lloyd. Everyone
Oh,
just shit
yeah.
on him so hard for Phantom Menace, but I don't think it was Jake Lloyd's fault. Nobody can make dialogue that bad work. I'm sorry.
Well, he's a freaking kid like that. Like, my God.
Well, it's like he's a kid, and you write terrible dialogue for him, and George Lucas, great idea guy, has a fun imagination, widely considered by every actor who's worked with him to be the worst director they've ever worked with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sense that.
Yeah, he's a...
Like, even Queen Amidala's lines were crap, and she's a good actress.
It's like, look, people like to shit on, the Rise of Skywalker for the line, somehow Palpatine has returned. And like, yes, that is a stupid line. Watch the prequels. Every single line in all three of those movies is as equally as dumb as that line. You just don't notice how dumb they all are, because literally every one of them is that dumb until you get to the points of like, I hate sand. It's so coarse. Unlike you, you're smooth. That's... Yeah.
I liked Rey and Kylo.
Look, the Disney movies had their problems. I won't say that they're great movies.
They're enjoyable for me. Who was not obsessed.
From a pure movie-making standpoint, they are light years ahead of the prequels. The prequels are my girlfriend has never seen any Star Wars, and we're watching through the whole series now, and I've recently just rewatched the prequels. They are even worse than I remembered. They are so bad.
I hate Star Wars. It doesn't click with me. I like Lord of the Rings fantasy type of stuff better. Or even like sci-fi. Different sci-fi. I like my favorite movie is Fifth Element.
Okay. So I have a second show on this channel called Twig's Missing Movies, where I bring on a guest, and my guest picks out a movie that I have never seen before, and Dre Frigg and I, before we watch the movie, we do a little thing where we talk about the movie, and I make my predictions on it, and then we watch the movie, and then we bring the guest on and we discuss it. I've never seen The Fifth Element. So it sounds like maybe I'll have to have you on back as a guest to talk about The Fifth Element, if you'd be up for it.
I can watch that movie 100 times.
Well, we should arrange something, because I'd love to have you on Twig's Missing Movies and talk about The Fifth Element. All right.
It's good, like 1997 energy. Like, it came out when Final Fantasy VII came out, and I'm like, sci-fi with a little, like, with large imagination behind it. It's great.
Yeah, no, we'll arrange something off stream, get you back for Twig's Missing Movies, because that'll be fun. Yes, no spoilers, because part of the pre-record session is I make my predictions for what I think the movie is about.
Bruce Willis is in it.
Yeah, the last movie we did was The Last Unicorn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. The boy drowned in the chocolate sauce.
Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Specifically Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, but that's close enough.
It's all the same. The chubby kid ended up in the chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, poor Augustus Gloop.
Piggy boy.
The thing is, like, the remake with Johnny Depp that showed all the other kids at the end, like, messed up but alive. I like how in Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, it's debatable whether those kids survived or not.
And I'm fine with that, because they were awful.
Yeah.
That's what you get. I mean, it's kind of like the European fairy tales, where they're kind of very grim and gory and did not have happy endings. It was to, like, terrify children to not be awful.
I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of kids' media these days is kids' media needs to be a little bit darker. Like, There is some good stuff out there,
Three.
don't get me wrong, but a lot of it feels like it's had the edges sanded off and is a little like
It's
kids
too
can
safe.
handle some pretty messed up stuff and still be okay.
How it's like you don't want to like traumatize kids. Like when my mom let me watch Watership Down at the age
Oh,
7.
God.
I cried every time I saw a bunny for like a week. But I mean, if she explained it, sat me down and said, "Here's what happened, and why, and blah blah blah, and how it was an allegory for World War II," and I mean, I might have been able to handle it better instead of her just kind of laughing.
Hey kids, we know you love My Neighbor Totoro. We know you love Kiki's Delivery Service. So here's a nice little movie made by the same people. It's called Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh God, yeah. Like I hear the song from that Watership Down, I get emotional. But parents. But no, yes, I do agree that
Drink
parents
some
are
water.
trying to
Gotta
prevent
drink
their
some water.
kids from all harm, and it's like they're gonna skin their knees every now and then, and they'll learn from that.
Yeah.
Let them make some mistakes. Let them
But,
get
you know,
traumatized. A little
it's
bit.
not all kids that are like that. I mean, my sister's got a couple little fledglings, and
Uh-huh.
you know, they're outdoorsy and very independent. I mean,
Yeah.
my nephews. I mean, you know, we're crows, but I mean, that kid's practically a kingfisher, if you ask me. A little osprey,
I was
very good at catching
raised
fish.
without much guidance. I was kind of like a little bit free ranged ish. Like, yeah, she'll figure it out, sort of thing. And I did.
Nice. All right, moving on to the next one. The Teeth of the Sea.
The Teeth of the Sea. Moby Dick?
It's not Moby Dick. And you mentioned this movie earlier.
I don't have a good memory. I don't have a good short-term memory.
There's Can Fodder saying, Dune, Dune.
Oh, Jaws. Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. Yeah, because I have to go to sleep soon. Oof.
Yes, we're getting close. Don't worry, we'll be wrapping this up. We only got a few more to go. Mom, I missed the plane.
Oh, Home Alone.
It is Home Alone.
Good movie too.
Do you realize that Home Alone and Goodfellas were released 2 months away from each other?
I never seen Goodfellas.
Yeah, what I'm just saying is that Joe Pesci in Goodfellas and Joe Pesci did Goodfellas and Home Alone pretty much at the same time. And he's not a good guy in either movie, but
Joe Pesci's something though. He's a fun actor.
I love Joe Pesci. Yeah,
I've
he's
seen
fun
like
guy.
clips of him. Like, do I look like a clown to you?
That's from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's famous scene from Goodfellas.
Do I make
He's
you
also very good in Casino. I mean, Joe Pesci under Scorsese is usually pretty great.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was the lawyer one where he's a lawyer?
Oh, My Cousin Vinny. I love that
that's
movie.
a good movie. I
Ah,
like that
that
movie.
is such a great movie. Got a young Marissa Tomei who's phenomenal in it. Yeah. My Cousin Vinny, fantastic movie. One of my favorites. Yes, so good. All right. Fantastic emotional turmoil.
Isn't that just life? That is existence. What the frig?
Fantastic emotional turmoil.
It's like people are happy about being sad.
Think of it more about the contents of the movie than as a different way of saying the title.
Forrest Gump.
You're right. There's going to be a Fantastic Emotional Turmoil 2 coming out soon.
My brain hurts.
It is an animated movie.
Oh, I like animated movies.
Guarantee you've seen the first one of these.
I probably have. It's just my brain. I'm trying to think of. It's not Disney.
It's Disney-ish, owned by Disney.
Oh. Yeah, my brain's just flatlining right now.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give you this one. It's Inside Out.
Oh, shoot! Yeah.
Yes,
I
great.
didn't like the first one that much. It was okay.
Oh, I love this movie, but, I can... Yeah.
Maybe it just was my state of mind when I was watching it that I just wasn't into it. But sometimes, like, I'll give it a rewatch and appreciate it more. But it's all right.
Yeah. Trying not to
Wally.
be too disgusting here, but the new movie adds another more emotions as Riley
Anxiety.
reaches puberty. But one of the new emotions that shows up in there is anxiety. I'm like, well, anxiety is just fear. Fear and anxiety, that's
Yeah,
basically the same.
okay.
Anxiety is just irrational fear that comes before things. Honestly, they should have had they didn't do it because they were cowards, but the new emotion that she would have gotten at age is arousal. But maybe that would just be a little bit too weird and creepy.
I mean, they did great with turning red, with
That's true.
explaining.
That's true.
girly
You
things.
can show puberty, and young kids like that without being creepy. And I think, yeah, you're right. Turning red is a perfect example of that.
I was like, this child is cringe and I don't like her. And then I watched it more and I'm like, oh no, I'm relating to her.
All right. This is a final one. And I'm going to give you a clue that this one, the title, is much, much, much shorter than the foreign one. The young people who traverse dimensions while wearing sunglasses.
Oh my god. Is it a newer or an older movie?
It's 90s.
Okay. I feel like it's probably one I didn't see.
I'd be
Traverse?
surprised if you didn't see it. It was very
Nice.
popular. Yes, Hasio, it is
Men
part
in
of a series. Specifically, it's the first one of a series.
Men in Black had classes, but they weren't young.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, he was not young back then. Even back in the 90s, he wasn't young.
He was just forever old. He's got a forever old face. Young people traverse dimensions and wear sunglasses. No, I'm not getting it.
Well, the traverse dimensions is a little bit inaccurate.
Yeah.
This is The Matrix.
Oh, I would have never gotten it, but I love that movie.
Yeah.
That's not
I just had to end
mentioned.
on this one because that's quite maybe the craziest title of the entire game.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that. Oh.
Yeah,
I
it's well,
really
like
do-
Lawrence Fishburne
There's
wasn't really
nothing.
young back then, although God, compared to how he looks now, but
No.
I suppose
Those
what, Lawrence
are
Fishburne was in
young
his
people.
40s when that movie was
I was
made.
thinking, like teenagers. Like, no, that's a silly title.
Yeah, it's a silly, silly title. Well, but at the end though, you got 13 out of 15, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm surprised. I guess I do know.
Well, Birdhism, I gotta say, this has just been so much fun, and I can't thank you enough for coming on. And we must do this again soon sometime. So, but yeah, we'll talk off stream about maybe getting you on Twig's Missing Movies or something like that. But
Yeah.
we are gonna call this stream done. So thank you for coming on. Is there, anything else? Obviously,
Whee!
go to
Ow.
I bet you. Other than just, I suppose just everybody go to birdhism.com and pretty much there is going to link to pretty much everything else that you have, all your social at Birdhism and pretty much all the socials. Is there anything coming up soon that you want to talk about?
I want to make more keychains. Like I want to do the little pill bottle one. But yeah, I want to make more keychains. They're fun, little shaker ones that have different birds in them. Got the book coming out. We did plushies. We still have a few left. But yeah, no, I'm just trying my best.
Well, you're doing great,
Thank
and I think pretty much everybody who's watching is a big fan of all the stuff you do, and so
Be nice
Yeah.
to birds, everybody.
Yeah.
That's all that I.
But we're gonna go right into another bird tuber, a little person who is known as the Owl Chemist, because we haven't rated them in a while, and it looks like we got Crescent is streaming tonight. So Owl Chemist has kind of two characters.
Drink some water.
Oh, we gotta drink some water before we head out here. But yeah, we're gonna go raid the Owl Chemist. Say hi to Crescent, who's playing a little Kingdom Hearts right now. But everybody, have yourself a great evening, a great week, and we will see you all next week. All right.
Yay! Thank you, everyone. Bye.
That book's still good. I heard Chocobo.
Yeah.